Season 9 of the CW series, The Flash, will be its last. I know. Shocking. Yes, in a story anyone who cared to look knew was coming. Was announced here at the Hollywood Reporter that, that season 9 will be the last. It goes into some detail, scant detail, really. It doesn't really matter. Could play it if you can listen, but so apparently, as I suspected, the 8th season was originally supposed to be its last, but they worked out a deal to, I don't know, make it linger a little longer. That poor show has suffered enough. It's a pale, pale, pale shadow of a pale shadow of its former self. This was a show that did do some really great episodes. Granted, for a CW superhero show, but Arrow was good at one time. Started off really great, and then just became, to even call it a soap opera is an insult to soap opera. It's just rinse, lather, repeat stuff, you know. And with every now and then, there'd be little glimmers of what it once was, but that was too far and few between. So the inevitable happened. So there, you know, they go through it, and I gotta give it a good send off and all that sort of stuff. This is in the midst of they're finalizing the deal to sell off CW to Nexstar, and I don't know what plans they have. And as they sell it, I don't know if that means they continue with the license that they have for CW to do the shows for Warner Brothers and CBS on it. So once that goes through, I'm wondering if they move what's left, and that primarily is Superman and Lois, which is leaps and bounds better than anything the previous shows have done. I mean, it is something of a callback to how Arrow and Flash started, I guess, to some extent, but it's in a lot of ways even better than that. It would be a shame if that goes under just because the whole project is done. But with the end of the Flash, that's the end of that Arrowverse business. They mentioned Gotham Knights. Yeah, it got, for whatever bizarre reason, I don't know, someone owed somebody a favor. After Batwoman was canceled, they gave the Batwoman people a season of a show. You know, for whatever reason. It looks very cheap. It would have to be. But the odd thing about it is that when it was announced to go to series, it was about the same time they announced they were canceling Raised by Wolves on HBO Max. And I mean, Raised by Wolves is brilliant. It ends on a cliffhanger. Oh, God, that's annoying. I haven't heard anything since. Was hoping it might get picked up by someone else so they could at least finish it like Expanse got to do. But I don't know about that. But anyway, it's just the jarring irony. But yes, it was a brilliant show, but it didn't get an audience. Not enough to justify keeping it going. So it just goes to show, just because a show doesn't get enough viewers doesn't mean it's terrible. And a show that gets a lot of views doesn't mean it's great. Here they're saying in the 21-22 cycle, it managed to average north of 1 million viewers. So that's pretty good for a really crappy show that, granted, was once good. So I guess, you know, whatever reason I was still watching it, I guess just to make YouTube video. You know, and again, you know, it's like, oh, every now and then you'd get a glimmer of what it used to be and that sort of thing. And like, will they turn it around to give it a good send off? And I guess they waited for this tacked on final season to do that. I not really seeing that come about in what they did this season. So highly dubious that that'll be the case. But it just goes to show, you know, and I don't know how many views that Raised by Wolves got, or how much it would have needed to justify its expense, because it did look like a very expensive show as compared to shows like The Flash and whatever the hell Gotham Knights will be. It just, oh God, it's, I don't know. That's the last show they slap onto this thing. Because really, Superman and Lois, and they even mentioned that it's separate from it in the last show they did, apparently. That's what that means. So that it's, even though it's the same actor and all that, but it's not to be confused with what previously aired on CW. So my guess is when it all collapses, Superman and Lois continues to perform well, it'll just move to HBO Max, I guess. And, you know, continue there. Don't know about Stargirl yet. That's yet to debut soon to see what numbers it can do. And maybe, but that would be the same thing. It's not really a part of the Arrowverse stuff at all. So they could just stick it on HBO Max as well. And I don't know what Nexstar wants to do with CW. But with all the licenses perhaps not being there anymore, it's kind of like, what did you buy exactly? I don't know, affiliates or something? I don't know. So, and then there's the CBS shows and whatnot. And I don't know how well the Walker show seemed to be, it started off pretty popular. I don't know if it still is. Maybe they can keep stuff like that. But whatever. So that's it for The Flash. And yeah, abbreviated season. So with 13 episodes. So, which is sad because that's kind of what they've been shooting for. Some of those seasons, when it started to get bad, it probably would have gone a lot better if they tightened it up instead of constantly stuffing it with filler, with the, you know, conversations in the hallway. You got this. You're stronger than you know. Then the next season they swap places and do the exact same conversation over and over and over again. But if you cut it down, it might not have devolved into that, you know, so much. But, well, too late. Too late. So that's it for The Flash.